Hey everyone, we're going to have a quick look at how to make up different chords in a simple way, no theory, no scales required. For instance, if we're talking about chords within the key, a lot of the time, a lot of the songs you're going to learn in the beginning, in fact a lot of songs they're just in the same key. So for instance, if I'm playing a song, these three chords. So I've got a G, an F and an A minor. First thing to do is you look at what open chords or open strings are available. So for instance, if I play the G like this, I've got two middle strings here that are open, or a lot of us play the G like this, same sort of thing. And there you've got three strings available, second, third and fourth string. Then you look at the F chord, there's none. Okay, moving on to the A minor chord. And in this one, you've got the first string open, and then you've got the fifth and the sixth string that are open. So within these three chords, all six strings are available. So you can look at the notes, look at the chords, and you can test other sounds by taking fingers off. The F chord, I can put in the two open strings 1 and 2, and borrow them from the other two chords. So now I get a nice different sound. I can take this one off. I can take that one off. And it's an F something. Within the key, it's an F major something. So yeah, you're essentially borrowing notes from other chords. One way you can help to visualize this is you draw on the typical, I'll try and put one up here. If you look at a typical chord diagram, you've got the grid with the dots written on for the chord notes, like this. And so what you do is you write down whatever song it is, not necessarily these three chords, but whatever song you're playing, you write down the chord diagram. So in my case, I'll write down a diagram of G. Then I will, on the same diagram, not a separate one, on the same one, I will then write the dots of the notes of F, and then on the same diagram, I will write the A minor. So I've got three chord diagrams on top of each other, which then ends up looking more like a scale. You don't have to know the scale, it's just putting the chords on top of each other to see what notes can work between each other chord. For instance, another example, if I don't know, G, C, D, very typical kind of chord progression. Let's say for instance, I want to borrow this note from D and I want to put it into G. So I have to rearrange fingers. If I want to, I can try and do this. Hang on, wrong note. Voila, there we go. So that's possible, it's not very comfortable. Maybe I would prefer to do this. I'm finding that difficult as well. Maybe the way I do it is I get rid of the fifth string. And there we go. So I've used this note from D in a G major chord. So now it's a G major 7. You don't have to know the names. You're just stealing notes from other chords within your song, or whoever song it is you're playing. So this is a cool way to start finding new sounds. Good old A minor. You can play this if you want, or you can play this. You know, you're open from the first song I did. I do a lot of finger picky stuff, so maybe for me then, instead of playing like, maybe I want to play a melody, so I'm going to look at the notes available. I had, this one was available from the G chord, this one was available from both F and A, so, and then open chord. So maybe I'll play, and I used this, which wasn't included in any of our chord shapes, but if you think, when you're tuning the guitar, 4th fret, 3rd string is the same as the open string. So I'm using a little bit of extra know-how. It's nothing too crazy, but I'm using extra things, you know, to find other notes, because maybe I want to play that note, but it works better in that position. position. So the way you think about the instrument can change, and you can multiply, you know, the chords you already know. You can make them more interesting, or change it up a little bit, give it an extra color, give it an extra bit of spice. The other thing, what was I going to say? You can do it. You don't have to be doing finger picking as well. Sometimes you can just... Sometimes chords work better as finger picked sounds, and others are good for strumming. So for instance, if I want to strum... That's cool. And then maybe... same thing, we do this move a lot. That's what I'm sort of... that's what I'm talking about, basically. Little melodic ideas, which is essentially changing the harmony, changing the bass chord. Alright, so that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. And you can do this on any song. As I said, it's within the key. It works great. If you've got one chord that's not within the family, maybe it can be cool, but maybe there's that special note that does not work with other chords. You've just got to use your ears. I can't tell you how to do everything. So hopefully that will help you play some more interesting chords. Change up the songs you already know that involve all of these standard open chords, and then try and make it a little bit more interesting for you and the people listening. Alright, cool. Hopefully that works. And yeah, take it easy. See ya.